first of all, thank you so much for your time. I appreciate
Thank you
it.
for having me.
I know that you are very busy. What are your initial thoughts on these two opposing bills right now?
Well, I know that Senator Rogers has run this bill to get rid of red light cameras for at least the past 2 years, and I've always been supportive of that. Obviously, want to look to see if the language is the same as it was the previous two occasions I voted for it. But I think it's a very good idea to get rid of red light cameras in our state. Um, One, as a lawyer who's done a lot of constitutional work, I have serious due process concerns with red light cameras. Um, and as a lawyer who's done a lot of elections work, I also have really serious concerns about where the money goes for these cameras, which is to clean elections, which is a program that largely allows Democrats to funnel taxpayer money to members of their party who are running for legislature in districts that are not particularly competitive, who then turn around, take that money, and give it to the party so that it can be distributed to Democrat candidates in swing districts. I mean, it's a gigantic way of siphoning off taxpayer money to help Democrats get elected. So I think it's deeply problematic. And so, for the same reasons that I like the Rogers bill, I really don't like the other one very much because it would create a uniform framework for photo radar on the state, promote its expansion. Um, and since I don't like it to begin with, I certainly don't want it expanded.
Does it surprise you that conservatives would want to expand photo radar?
Yeah, although you always query how conservative somebody is when they try to do something like that. But um, lobbyists down at the Capitol have a huge amount of influence. There's obviously a vendor that stands to make a large amount of money here. And it's amazing how lobbyists can get members to do 180s on their positions. Um, Frankly, I've never understood how they have so much influence, but they seem to. So you see a new thing every day.
So for over the last year, I've been working quite a bit on automated license plate readers, photo radar, and AI, basically the mass surveillance of the people. Do you have any concerns about privacy issues with these with photo radar and how the data is stored and who's keeping track of it and has access to it?
I have less privacy concerns with photo radar for the simple reason that the cameras can't really see anything that you can't see if you're looking into my vehicle from the outside, right? And there's not really a reasonable expectation of privacy there per se, but there is a concern that comes into play when the government is harvesting huge amounts of publicly available data, and looking into huge amount of people's windows and aggregating that. Then it does become a little bit more concerning. So I don't think that in and of itself is a constitutional issue, but it is probably a public policy problem.
Going back to clean elections, do you think there might be renewed efforts to have a discussion about clean elections? Or do you feel that it's on the radar and it's being addressed as it should be?
Well, I don't know that renewed discussion. I think clean elections is a pretty frequent topic of discussion. Obviously, right now we have a Democrat on the ninth floor. Um, she's not going to stop the money funnel to the Democrats. We know this, but I think in 2 years, the situation is probably going to be very, very different. And we have to keep talking about this issue, point out to the voters what an unconstitutional scam it is, so that when we have a Republican on the floor, we could get rid of it once and for all.